we've got storms rolling in, but I wanted to take y'all on a garden tour and show you what's growing in my flower garden and what I've got growing vegetable-wise right now. Pruned my roses back in February, and I wanted to show you the progress. They are loaded. This is my golden celebration that I bought in my mom's memory. It's one of her roses that I bought, and there's a bloom on every stalk. These are some of my babies. That's my Abraham Darby. A lot of other babies over here. These were babies last year, and I have moved them up here closer to the house. They're loaded also. This is my honey Dijon, which is one of my favorites in the hybrid tea category. Most everything's in pots right now because the house is for sale. We hope we get an offer soon, and there are a lot of things that are going to go with me when I leave. This is my garlic, and I've done garlic in my raised beds before, but never in pots, and it is enormous. Look at the growth of my garlic. Either really likes the pot or it likes the warmth. I don't know, but they're doing well. I have some potted ranunculus also. They're really tight in here, but also I wanted to take some with me at the house, so the rest are out in the garden. I did pot up a couple of potatoes that were sprouting. I think there's 3 or 4 in this pot, and there's a couple in this pot, and they are sprouting. Do you hear that noise my neighbor's making? She'll probably watch this. Her husband's out there working on something apparently. These are some of the tulips I left to bloom in the garden, and this one is my absolute favorite. This is the Black Hero double, and it is absolutely spectacular. I will grow this every year. I had to special order these. I left all of these for the garden just because they're so pretty. And I've got ranunculus strode in here. Once I pull up the tulips, this will be my tomato bed, and I will have room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomatoes in this bed. Don't judge my compost. I haven't worked it in yet, so there's eggshells everywhere, but I spread it out just to get the nutrients. But I do still have some greens, some lettuce growing here, and some kale. This kale's a little bit bigger. And this garlic kale is my favorite. There are sugar snap peas on this trellis, and this is my favorite green, tatsoi. I love it. It makes a big rosette, and this grows better here for me than spinach. And then this bed, once I break all my eggshells in, that was in my compost, there'll be a zucchini on each end, and then I'll have peppers all in here. There'll be a cucumber growing on here that'll kind of help shade some of the greens that will last a little bit longer. It gets hot here, so greens don't last a long time, and I have a few carrots under there, and the kohlrabi, that will last a little bit longer. There's grass in my asparagus beds. The problem with asparagus is it's really hard to weed. There's one coming up right there. It'll be ready tomorrow after the rain, and there's some over there, but there's huge crowns in this bed. There's purple ones. I think I saw a purple one in this bed, and then I have a couple small ones in the middle there. That's why there's still weeds there. If you want to grow asparagus, you need to get it in the ground now, because it takes about 3 years to get a good harvest, and those are 10 or 11 years old, and I've already moved them once, and I swear each crown weighed like 75 pounds. This is my mullein plant that Jason dug up for me in Fulton where we ride dirt bikes, just for some leaves because it was really large, and it had enough root that I planted it. This was middle of the winter, and you can see where I pulled the old leaves off, and it is growing. So that's my mullein plant. Our little dog's buried back here. I need to weed his bed, and I always plant flowers back here in his little corner. This was my flower field that's been pulled up because the house is for sale. That's where the tornado in June blew all of the sides and the top off my greenhouse. Last summer I put a shade cloth over it, and it had all my baby roses in it for the summer. I have potted up all of my daylilies. There's some here, there's some there, there's a lot over by the fence because I have quite the collection. These are my muscadines that I bought for our next property, and they're all starting to bud out or leaf out, so that's a good sign that they made it. And because I ordered them bare root, and I potted them up in this, thinking we would be somewhere else by now, and we're not. So I may have to move these up a size. So the garden's kind of small because I have pulled up a lot of things in preparation for hopefully selling the property, and then y'all will get to see us build out our new property. There's more of my rose bushes. There's more storms coming in, but I have to show you my seed starting plants, the growth in some of these. So these are my peppers. I'm probably fixing to top these, probably about right there, so they will stay shorter and put out more branches. They're getting kind of big for the cups, and we have about another week before we're gonna have some temperatures below 50, and so I probably will wait. Better to turn it around. These are my tomatoes, all seed started. They're getting really big. I think I have Dr. Weich's, Blue Beauty, and my blueberries, and then Cherokee Purple, which is my favorite. I've got some eggplants that I seed started here. Of course, all the peppers. These are all my baby basils. A lot of these are for my cut flower garden, except for the Genovese, which is really small. That one is culinary, but the rest of these, I usually use them in my cut flower garden. And there's my new baby hellebores for my future little forest garden. My fig tree, I should say Jason's. I bought it for him one year for some sort of special occasion. I dug it up and potted it so it could go with us because it has sentimental value, and it survived the winter and is putting out all over. My blueberries, the blooms are about gone on them because the bees have really been after them. I think there's a few that haven't opened yet. So I bought these at the end of last year and had to pot these up. And I do need one more variety to be sure they get good pollination. So I dug up all of my irises last year and moved into this section by the chicken coop and put them in rows. So I've got lots of irises, and this isn't even all of them. These are just some of the ones that I've marked that I'm going to take with me, so future home buyers will know that all of these will not be staying. And then there's more up there by the fence. Here's the chickens. There's Goose. I can't believe he hasn't said anything. So we really only have 3 hens in the rooster right now because I haven't added any new chickens, knowing that we were getting ready to sell the house. I did not want to have to rehome anything or move them.